Oh my God. Hello and welcome to Military Combat Network. In today's video I'm going to react to the US Army boot camp training at Fort Benning for infantry and armoured recruits. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, it does mean the world to me. And also if you want to follow my Instagram account, the link's going to be in the description. Anyway, we are in 2020, things have changed. Let's break it down between the US Army and the British Army in basic training. Major differences these days compared to about a year and a half ago. So let's dive right into it and break things down and talk about it.
Why are you moving? Why are you moving?
Oh my God. Yeah, so straight away, right at the beginning, you've got the drill sergeants shouting at the recruits. I believe it's Shark Week. I've watched other videos, as I mentioned earlier. I've done reactions before, so I think this is Shark Week. However, me personally, I find it silly. You know, I can't get used to drill sergeants in the United States. I know that's the job role, I get it. However, me personally, I think because I'm not used to it in the British Army, we don't have that where they're in your face like that. There's different means and ways to get people to do what you want them to do, and you know, instill discipline in that. It's differently done in the British Army. Enough said of that. Let's continue with this video.
Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week program known as One Station Unit Training, also known as OSIT.
One Station Unit Training.
Here at Fort Benning,
OSIT.
a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta.
For the purpose of this video, I'm going to break it down in easier stages. In the British Army, we've got 3 stages. You've got your phase 1, which is your basic training, where you learn how to fire a rifle, basic field craft, drill, how to conduct yourself whilst wearing the uniform, etc, etc. Then you've got phase 2, which then enables you to do your trade training. If you're an infantry, you carry on with your infantry stuff. If you're armoured, you learn how to drive armoured vehicles, operate them, etc. If you become a driver, then you learn how to drive those vehicles, get your licenses. That's the way it works. Then you've got phase 3, which that means you're then in battalion or your regiment. In the British Army, infanteers, there's our battalions, and then, you know, in the Armoured Corps, what I'm in, we've got regiments, you know, and then all those regiments come under one corps, the Armoured Corps. That's the way it works in the British Army. Anyway, enough waffling.
Than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
But then again, you've got to see, you know,
although most of the recruits that we saw during our time there were male, recruits trained together in gender-integrated platoons.
So obviously they're going to have huge numbers joining the US Army, US Marines, whereas us in the British Army, we are struggling. It's not a secret, it's all over online for the past 3, 4, 5 years. They've been really struggling getting the numbers up, but that's just the way it is.
These young men and women that volunteer to serve, they show up to us as civilians, and then we take them through a transformative process to turn them into soldiers.
You know, they integrate males and females, you know, into the same companies or platoons or whatever you call them over in America. We've also got that now in the British Army. Me personally, I don't see a problem with it. I know female soldiers who are better at their job role than some males. I've seen it. Like I said, I think personally it's a good thing for the British Army. I don't know how you guys see it. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think of it. I've been in just over 7 years now, so about 7.5 years, something like that, and it's alien to me. When I went through basic training, we got lined up outside and our section commander said, if you go anywhere near a female or as much as sniff them, yeah, stand by. Stand by meaning you're going to get fragged, you're going to be in some serious shit. that's the way it was when I joined up. Obviously now you train together, it's different. So is it a good thing? Obviously, like I just said, i.e. for us, the numbers are short in the British Army. So if we're going to get females now joining the infantry, armoured corps, etc., it's going to drive numbers up, which means less workload on other people. That's the way I personally see it. So yeah, I've absolutely no issue with that.
You just go to the position of attention and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, which trains soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. We saw different companies at various stages of training.
Oh, I remember that, turning up for basic training on a bus.
Airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters.
Welcome to the United States Army.
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17.
Yeah, same in the United Kingdom. However, you can join the Harrogate Foundation College, which is for junior soldiers. You know, so you can I don't exactly know the exact number now. I think it's 16. You can join them, and then you go on to, you know, your phase 2 training, as I just explained, after you've completed Harrogate. Code of conduct. I guess it's the same as our sea drills in the British Army, which is courage, discipline, respect, integrity, loyalty, selfless commitment. Yeah, so I'm guessing you guys in America got the same thing. That gets instilled into you from day one. You have to learn that within a couple of days, and you have to abide by that. If you don't abide by the rules, you can always get kicked out.
Army career is very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect.
Exactly. Treat everyone with dignity and respect, no matter what their background is. Exactly the same standard as the British Army.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we'll give you a...
Right, so that's a massive difference compared to the US Army and the British Army. You guys take 1 to 2 weeks to get all your medicals done, all your paperwork and everything. In the British Army, when you join up for basic training and you rock up on day 1, you got your initial briefings, etc. for the first 4 days, where you got briefings, your medical on like day 2 or 3, and then you get your kit issued on. I got my kit issued on the 4th day. So we weren't allowed to be touched for at least 4 days, meaning they couldn't frag us, do PT with us, etc. You know, whereas with you guys, you can't be touched for 1 to 2 weeks, which is crazy to me. Crazy. It must be because you've got a lot larger numbers joining up, so it takes a lot longer to progress. However, in the British Army, an intake, you know, of say a platoon or a company usually consists of about, I don't know, 46 people, 48 people, 12 to a section. So that's the way it was when I joined and started basic training. And yeah, for the first 4 days you're safe, they can't touch you, and after that you wish you were back in them 4 days, I tell you.
They're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate photographs.
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete them.
And inappropriate photographs. I'm guessing at Fort Benning you can't get a good signal on your phone. Inappropriate photos. How do they check the phones? Leave in the comment section. I want to know this. Do they go through your phone and check if you got any nudes of your girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend? I don't know. Who cares? Just leave a comment in the comment section. US uniform. To me, the uniform looks a lot better than our own, more comfortable. It looks a lot more like designed around combat, you know, when you're out in the field, comfort, you know, a bit slacker loose. Whereas our uniform, I don't think you can see it behind me, it's more tailored to fit, if that makes sense, to look smarter. The British Army is all about looking smart. Do I think it's comfortable out in the field? Yeah, it is, but I'm guessing wearing a jacket like you guys and these loose pants seems a lot more comfortable, and you can move about, you know, more efficiently, so to speak. That's what I don't like about drill sergeants. There's no need to be in his face like that. I don't get it. You can stand there and shout, but why in the face?
From the civilian
it's silly.
world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to
break them down and build them back up.
Sergeant is in
There's
charge
different means and ways to
let
do
us
that.
start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it.
Yes, very, very different compared to the British Army. I think we're a lot different than everyone makes out. You know, yes, we've got similar things in common, but I think we are very different in a lot of things.
After about
like I said, this guy was at the
intensity
beginning.
begins to subside.
Funny.
After the shock and awe of the shark attack, things do appear to calm down.
That's the way it is in the British Army. They're like, they don't shout at you. It's like they talk to you and you learn more, I think.
We found this group of
But who am I to say other countries should run their, you know, basic training programs? It's just a personal opinion.
recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMask.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
You're going to continue to file in until we tell you to stop.
Right, I'm going to pause this a second. When I got exposed to CS gas, it wasn't even, I don't think it was that bad. We did a little game called Ironman, and meant you take your mask off inside the gas chamber, and then whoever manages to stay in the longest wins the competition. I managed to stay in until the fourth. So me personally, I didn't find it that bad. Whereas when I come out of the gas chamber, there were loads of people throwing up, snot hanging out of their nose, people like throwing up, teary eyes, looking like they've been crying all week. But some of us didn't find it that bad. I can't remember exactly, it's a long time ago now, but my mate who came first, it didn't look like it bothered him. He walked out of there, it didn't harm him. It's crazy. That's what I mean. That's the sort of people you see when you walk out. They're like,
told to flap their arms like birds.
Flap your arm like a bird. That's a new one for me. That's
Some
something
training
we don't
moves
do in the
indoors,
British Army.
like
Hand-to-hand
combatives,
combat like that.
where
We've got
recruits learn
bayonet training on
hand-to-hand
the courses.
self-defense
So
tactics.
we've got bayonet training, obviously, but hand-to-hand combat, I've never done that in the British Army. I've never done it through basic training, or in phase 2, or now in phase 3. Never seen it happen before, never been asked to do it. I wish the British Army did more of that, because I do know there's a lot of people are starting BJJ now, in the army, but that's outside the army. But they do it for the army, if that makes sense. I just wish we had more stuff like that through for PT, like learn combat sport. I think that's the way it should be.
But Fort Benning is big, and they're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat. Each
They're
comes
nice,
with
them.
an
I've had a
entree,
couple of
like this
American MREs.
vegetarian
I think
pasta
they're better
with
than
taco
ours.
sauce, along with an assortment of items, like mixed. After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are
22
ready to
weeks
leave
training.
Fort Benning.
So this is it. They've
Friends
completed
and
their
family
training. I'm going
gather
to stop the
to
video
watch
here,
their
guys,
soldiers
because it's a long
graduate
video, but
on.
yeah, proud moment for them. The training itself looks good. Obviously, they're not going to show you all the good footage, where they flash people and all the good stuff what you don't see on camera, But anyway, guys, make sure you hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe. Down below is going to be my Instagram if you want to follow me on my Instagram. I have been a little bit quiet on there, but yeah, I'd appreciate you guys following me on there and on YouTube. Take care, guys, and I will be uploading again on Sunday. See you later.